It's time. It's time. It's time to grow and glow. And I have the guide for Happy Monday. How are you? How are you guys doing this week? It's Coach Faith here, of course. And like I said last week, man, these weeks keep flying by. Can you believe it's almost September? And then after September, wait, what was September? October? And then it'll be fucking Thanksgiving. Isn't that wild? This year is just, man, I don't even know where it's going. I don't fucking know. But I hope you guys had a great week last week. I hope you did something that made you feel good and that this stuff like that. All right. Now you already know what I'm gonna ask. How did you do with the challenge last week though? Remember, the only thing I wanted you guys to do was to go in your closet, remove one thing, a few things, or whatever you needed to take out of your closet that is diminishing your self-worth. And let me know in the comments exactly what you guys got rid of and how you feel about that. All right. So today, what we are focusing on. Today, we're talking about our value and how value plays into your self-worth. What you mean, Faith? I'm going to tell you what I mean. It's like you talk about it. All right. And you already know how we start. Take a deep breath. Now, actually, let me back up. Remember last week, we talked about also what self-worth really means and why you had it all along. Now the value comes into play. Okay. Now we're going to take a deep breath. And this is our affirmation that we're going to use for the entire week. Listen at this. I honor my worth by standing firm in my boundaries. My worth is not negotiable. It is respected and it is recognized. Fuck. I'm telling you, these affirmations that I am putting in here for all of us, they are so powerful. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I want you guys to know that knowing your worth is only one part of your journey. Your value is what really helps you with your self-worth because it tells the world exactly how you need to be treated. Knowing your value is about what you require from the world. What you mean, Faith? It is your value. You know your value lets people know exactly how they're going to treat you, how they are allowed to treat you, let you know about your boundaries, the standards that you set for yourself. You don't bend. Okay. And the truth is, people only treat you as well as you require them to. So if you don't know your value and if you're not getting treated at exactly how you need to be treated or how you are expecting to be treated, it's because you don't know your value yet. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I want us to be able to sit into the idea of you can't afford me. Now let me break it down. I'm not talking about you cost money type sense, but if that's something that you do, by all means, handle your business. But I'm talking about a sense of respect, a sense of energy, and a sense of love. Okay. Now look, when we say that someone can't afford us, what we're meaning is that our piece is too valuable for discount. My energy is too expensive to waste, and my standards are too high to negotiate. That's what we're talking about. And I know some of y'all like, Faith, I understand that you're talking about value and how to walk in our value, but I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do it. And you know, I'm going to help you out with that. I want us to be able to walk in our value every fucking day without compromise. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. I'm going to give you some steps. You know, I got you. So I'm going to give you 5 ways on how we're going to walk in our value every fucking day without compromise. Okay. Número uno. Recognize your value before anyone else does. Okay. So you need to recognize your value before anyone else does. That's self-explanatory. You need to know that you are valuable first. Remember, everything that we talk about, it starts with you first. We're not seeking validation from others because that's not what we do. Okay. When we're working on becoming the best version of yourself, we need to work with ourselves first because that's what we need to do. Right. And When you're waiting on outside validation from everyone to prove that you're worthy, you're still chasing things from other people. And you need to question yourself, why do you keep chasing things that you can get to yourself? Hello?
Say hello to the camera.
Hello, motherfucker.
I can't hear you. Oh, okay. When you set a foundation, so let me say this. When you set a foundation from within first, you'll never settle for less than anything that you deserve. And you need to write that on down.
Yeah!
Pink some of these. Pink some of these. Almost there and done.
Okay? So once you know your true value, it becomes easier for us, right? To know the difference between surface level attention and worth. So that brings us to number 2, which is know the difference between being wanted and being worthy. Ooh. You have to know the difference between the two. And I'm gonna just say exactly what I get from this. Number 1, being wanted, you want attention. Number 2, being worthy is just for yourself, right? And it can be as simple as when you post stuff, you want people to like, share. You get what I'm saying? Or every time you do something, you want to get accolades for it. That's not what self-worth is, and that's not what value is. Value is whatever you deem yourself, not what others deem you. Because like I always say, no one is with you at night when you close that door. All your Facebook friends and everybody out there, whatever, Facebook, Instagram, social media, regular friends, business friends, whoever your fucking friends are, if they're even friends, your acquaintances, whoever that you're with that you are looking for validation from, when you close that door, they're not there anymore. So then what happens when you sit with yourself? That's something you need to think about. Because people can want you for what you give. They can want you for what you do, or even just at their own convenience. But being worthy is not any of those things. We literally talked about that last week. Self-worth isn't about what you can do for people. Self-worth isn't about what you bring for people. It's what you deem for yourself, right? And what you know that you're worthy of, and what you know that you deserve, because you just exist. And that's all that matters. When you stop actually confusing the two of being wanted and being worthy, then you stop falling for less than what you deserve too. You have to know the difference. Being wanted, you should not want to be wanted. I mean, I guess it's okay to be wanted, I guess in certain senses, right? But when we're talking about self-worth in its entirety, being wanted is not what self-worth is about. Because if you're being wanted by someone, that's not for yourself. That's for others. Self-worth is for me and it's for you. Ourselves, our true being. Recognizing that difference allows you to raise the bar in your life, right? And that's where our standards come in, because we need standards. So that's our number 3. Standards are a reflection of value. What you mean, Faith? Your standards are like a mirror of self-worth. Okay, so if I have a certain standard of how I need people to show up in my life, that is a reflection of my value. My standard is that if someone comes in my life, they're not going to treat me like shit. My standard is when someone comes in my life, they're not coming in my life because they validate my value for me. They're coming in my life because I want them to. Okay, and that's how I want you guys to think. Standards tell the world, this is what I expect, because this is how I see myself. So the standard I have for myself. So let's just say, like, if me and Fee are like going out to a restaurant or something like that, I'm not gonna wear a do-rag. That's just a standard for myself. That's just something I don't do. You know what I'm saying? It's not because of, I think, other people should do it. That's just for me. That's just a standard that I have for myself because of my value and how I view myself. I don't want to go anywhere like that. But other people are comfortable doing that, and that's just them, right? But it's just a standard that I have for myself. And you have to understand, the higher that your standards are, the clearer your message. What you believe, Faith? If I'm not going to deal with a shitty ass person, that's a clear message, and I'll set my standards as such. If you're a shitty person, you try to be in my life, you're not going to be in my life. You're not even going to try. You're going to get kicked to the curb. Kick to the curb. Just like that. All right. And that's, your standards are your standards. So if someone, and also too, if someone has something to say about how high your standards are, fuck them. You are setting standards. And if somebody says, ooh, like, you're too high maintenance for me, or, you require too much, fuck them. Kick them to the fucking curb. Seriously. Because at the end of the day, my standards are my standards. So if you cannot meet my standards, then you don't need to be in my life and you're not holding my value. I'm not going to diminish my value for anyone if they can't understand what my standards are. And they're questioning my standards because they're for me. All right? If someone is questioning those things, you need to get them you need to get them the fuck out your life. Because at the end of the day, you're saying to them, I know my value. I know my value and I won't accept anything else except for what my standard is. And you actually need to applaud yourself for that. Because that's a big deal. A lot of people don't know how to set standards. And that's what you need to do in order to be able to value yourself the way that you deserve to be valued. You need to know, even though we're talking about standards and how important they are, that isn't enough alone. Because now your standards, they need to be protected. Protected by what? Number 4, boundaries. And I love to talk about boundaries because boundaries tell somebody how to treat you. Standards tell somebody how to treat you. For you to protect your standards, you have to set boundaries. If you do not set boundaries, people are going to walk all over you. And I say this shit all the fucking time. You need boundaries. If you don't want to fucking do something, don't fucking do it if it's outside of your boundaries. And let me put it in perspective for some of you guys. If you guys are working, right? And they want you to stay after 5 p.m., but that's one of your boundaries because you have a family at home. You have, kids that you have to take care of. You have to cook dinner by a certain time. And you're saying yes, you're diminishing your value because you're not standing on your boundaries. You need to stand on business. Stand on business. Stand on business.
It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
That's what you need to do. Boundaries are about that because I have my standards here. In order for me to keep my standards intact, I need my boundaries to respect what my standards are. If I have higher standards, I need to have even higher boundaries because you're not going to fuck with my standards. And you're not going to fuck with my value. I'm not going to lower my value because you can't respect my boundaries. If someone is in your space or, no, that's it. If someone is in your space and they cannot respect the standard that you set, okay, that's one thing. But then if you can't respect my boundaries, oh, hell no.
Don't look away. Did you eat a treat from right here? Oh, hell no.
I ain't fucking with that shit, man. You got to get up and get out. All right. And I want to be clear too when I'm talking about boundaries. Boundaries is not about shutting people out, right? Boundaries is just boundaries are just letting people know and showing people how they're going to treat you and what they can and can't do to you. We're not saying shut them out, but give them direction of how they can treat you. Because that's what people need. You ain't gonna walk the fuck all over me. Who the fuck you think I am?
The fuck do you think I am?
That's what boundaries are. Okay? 4. I forgot to say exactly what number 4 is. So number 4, boundaries are not walls, they're invitations. Okay? So they're an invitation to respect your value, to engage with you in a healthy way, to protect your peace without closing your heart. Boundaries are for you and they're all for you. And I want you to know something too. You shouldn't feel bad or feel sad when you're setting boundaries for people, places, or things. And if they don't respect that, fuck them. That's my favorite thing to say. If somebody don't respect you as a person, don't respect what the fuck you want to do, or don't respect anything that's something, fuck.
Tell a hater I said
Fuck them. I think I'm gonna just do an episode 1 week just on boundaries and how important boundaries are. And how important, we already did an episode of the importance of saying no, but just boundaries as a whole and exactly how they can affect our lives. Boundaries are necessary. They're needed. They're a necessity. We need those to be able to live a full, fulfilled life and become the best version of ourselves. Okay? Now, once you set those boundaries, the last step and the final step that we need to do is not compromise them. Okay? And number 5, stop negotiating your non-negotiables.
Stop!
let's talk about it. Your non-negotiable can be, just to talk about it in real life, right? Your non-negotiable could be, I'm not going out this weekend. And you already told your friends you're going out this weekend. But they keep saying, oh, yeah, I want to go out. You need to come out with us. You do this. You need to do this. You're stepping over my boundaries. I told you I'm not doing something. I'm not fucking doing it. No matter how much you want me to come with you, how much you want me to do something with you, I'm not fucking doing it. My boundary is I said I wasn't going out tonight, and I'm not going out tonight. And that's period. And then it stops there.
IDGAF. I don't give a fuck. Period.
You have to stand firm. And what I said earlier, you got to stand on business. Stand on business. You have to stand on business, man, and stand firm. And you have to stop negotiating your non-negotiables. You have to understand that the moment you bid what truly matters to you, that's showing people that your value is flexible. And it's not. My value is my value. And it ends there. And that's period. That stops there. Okay? Your worth, look, your worth is not on clearance. It's not a clearance.
Hey, look at me. What'd I say? No. Come here.
Item. It's not that clearance rate in Marshalls. It's full price, honey. Full price. Pay up.
My bitch is shaking ass with they hand out.
Pay up. It's full price every fucking day. And that's on period. What you mean? So let's talk about it, right? Well, you know, all 5 of these things after we talk about it really got me to thinking. So when I was working at the job before I started doing my own business, my 9 to 5, I've been realizing that I was bending my value because I was always there when they needed somebody to work. I didn't have no problem going into work whenever I was off. And of course, you know, it feels good at first because they find out that you are a dependable person. But at the end of the day, if I made an engagement, if I did something with somebody else and I had to say, hey, I can't do that because now I got to go into work. That should have been my boundary. If I had already had something set, I don't need y'all interfering with that.
Fuck no.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want you guys to think about, don't overwhelm yourself, don't overwork yourself, and don't overextend yourself because that bends your value. You know, sometimes some of us don't like to make people mad. Some of us like to make people sad. But it goes into the boundaries that we set. And if they mad, fuck them. This is my boundary.
Hey, no, never. Y'all will never do that again.
You know what I'm saying? If you need to get something done, I ain't the only person that's available. There's other people. And you have to make sure that, you know that for yourself, dude. But you have to, that's why value is so important, because you have to value yourself enough to be able to have a standard and set those boundaries to protect your standard that you have for yourself. And you have to think about that shit, man. Like, you really got to think about that because it's a lot. And also, too, y'all tell me how y'all like the edits that I put this week. Man, well, the edits I put last week, I'm going to keep putting them because I feel like it's engaged. So when I do a podcast, you know, I edit and everything, I watch it maybe like 45 times before I even put it out to you guys to make sure it'll be something that I would actually sit down and watch. So the edits I think I did were very funny to me. So y'all let me know in the comments what you thought about those. And also too, now I know how to say Veuve Clicquot.
Most popular champagne, Veuve Clicquot.
It's not Veuve. Wait, what was I saying before? Veuve. I was saying Veuve, but it's Veuve Clicquot. Clicquot. I was saying Veuve. Because I think I got that because for New Year, what was it, New Year's or Christmas? It was one of those two that we had got Veuve at HEB. And the dude who gave us the Veuve said Veuve. So I was like, okay, shit. That's how you say, you work here, you give us one, you know what the fuck you said he did. So, sir, it's Veuve. Just to let you know. So, and so I hope you guys are enjoying them. I'll make sure to put more in that. I'm actually really like them. It's very enjoyable for me. So I'll make sure to put more in there just so we can have something to laugh at while also learning about ourselves and becoming the best version of ourselves. Okay? Now, you already know what time it is. Grow and glow. Challenge. Grow and glow. Challenge. Challenge. Hey. All right. So our challenge for this week is something simple. I want us to make a list of 3 non-negotiables in your life. But you make the decision of what those non-negotiables are and what those look like for you. Okay? And those non-negotiables could be, I'm not washing clothes after 8 p.m. I'm not cooking dinner after 6. And I'm only drinking water from the time I go to bed. Well, from 6 p.m. all the way to 9 a.m. Let's be like that. You know what I mean? Something that's feasible for you. Because, you may be like, oh, yeah, man, these are so. Or your partner could be like, hey, you want some sweet tea? No.
Oh, no. No.
My boundary. No. Nor sure care. Because that's my non-negotiable. Okay? So again, just make a list of 3 non-negotiables in your life. Our non-negotiables are not going to look, they're not going to look the same, right? All of them are not going to be exactly what, we're looking for. All right? Wow. This is your feel-good station. Actually, that's a truck. How does a bus sound? There we go. You heard it. Say it again. There we go. This your feel-good station. Get your ass to the bus, man. All right? We're talking about self-worth. We're talking about value. And to make sure you value yourself to the best of your ability, that should make you feel good. That's why I need you in this feel-good station, all right? Now, man, listen. Man, look, we talked about some great stuff today, man, and really knowing exactly what your value is and what your value means. And also, I want to talk about, too, that you are valuable. You already valuable. And you just need to find that value within yourself. That's it.
You see, everybody's different, and everybody's valuable. The world can be a better place because you were born into it.
Remember, we already talked about self-love, all right? Now we're talking about self-worth. Because in order for you to deem yourself worthy, you have to love yourself first. And now you need to know what your value is within yourself without someone else validating that for you, without someone else telling you that, because you don't need them. I love saying this, and I'm going to keep saying it until a lot of us grasp it. You don't need anyone but yourself. And I know a lot of us have a hard time with being alone, but how are you going to learn how to value yourself if you can't be alone with the person that you are behind closed doors? Ooh, damn. That was, oh shit. You heard that? But it's the truth, right? You need to make sure that you are okay with the person that you are by yourself when no one else is around. Because being with other people, you being okay with yourself, that shit doesn't matter. Like I said, they're not with you when you close the fucking doors. So I just want to make sure that you guys are thinking about that, man, because it's a lot. If we want to become the best version of ourselves and the best person that we can be for ourselves, we have to make sure that we are breaking down ourselves in different forms to know exactly who we are at our core. That's it. We need to know who we are at our core because those things fucking matter. And also remember too, if there are some things that we've discussed and you're still like, damn, I really do need help with actually navigating through exactly what my value is. Remember, I'm your life coach. Come talk to me. I'm here for you guys. And I offer a 15-minute free consultation, and you guys could be able to book via DM. I'll put my email or whatever. You guys can book through email, all those good things like that. You already know who it is. It's Coach Faith. Another week, another glow up. Thank you so much for letting me be your guide. Remember, don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, all those good things like that. And we will see you guys next week. All right, ciao.